Hello everybody, welcome to my introverted life. I'm Wendy, and gonna be starting off this vlog with a little bit of my 25/7 project. For those of you who have not been here before, I do my 25/7 a little different. I actually spin a little wheel on my phone, which I am recording with, and I should be able to put photo of the wheel in right here, and then after that I'm gonna put a photo in right over here of what this project is. This project is Time Goes By, and as you can see, it was the spin, and I spin the wheel every single day just so I'm working on a little bit of a different project. I do have a focus project right now, which is Lady of the Flag, which I will not be working on today. I have decided to do this with my 24/7 and then just work on it on and off throughout the rest of the evening. Hopefully just get a little bit more filled in. This is an 8x8 grime guard. The size of this, I don't know what the eventual size will be, but as you can see, I've got a lot of fabric. This is 25 or 28 count even weave, and it's 2/1 tent stitch. So we're just gonna try and just make a little progress on this. I do want to kind of work on Lady of the Flag, but I just every few days, every 4, 5, 6 days, I think I'm at about 4 days right now, I do stop it for a day. I do set it aside for a day just because I don't want to get burnt out on it, and the pattern is borrowed and I want to be able to get it back as soon as possible. I did start it before Christmas, so I'm already a month in. Yeah. I do have a few plans for this vlog, which will probably be tomorrow. Need to go over WhipGo because those numbers were called, and I did get an order in from 123 Stitch. I want to show you what I utilized that for, and I also added a pattern because, well, if you're gonna order from 123 Stitch, you might as well order a pattern. If you're just ordering, you know, the basic stuff, you might as well add something else. But I generally try to spend at least $30 to kind of make the shipping a little bit more worthwhile, and that's basically what happened. But yeah, I will come back in a second and show you my progress on this. And here's where we ended up. I stitched for just over 2 hours. I got in 230 stitches. I think I put in 3 colors. As you can see, much more dense right there. That's where it's all been filling in. That's where it followed out. I will put the next color on my needle once I'm done filming this. I'm less likely to lose the needle when I do that, because even magnets, I lose the needle. It's not that hard. But yeah, that's where I got to on that. I'm looking forward to getting back to Lady of the Flag tomorrow, and right after I hang up from this, I'm going to work on grime guards. I've sold 2 today. I want to get those as close to finished as possible and then finish them up tomorrow so I can get them out. And tomorrow I will be showing you my DMC slash just all floss. I'll be showing you the floss setup that I have. So I guess we'll head to do that. See you in a sec. And here we are. This is my floss storage. Yes, it is on the inside of the door of my closet. What I picked up from 123 Stitch was more of these rings, which happened to be on sale, which is why I went ahead and grabbed them. You can see I keep bags of white and black. This is just, I think it's possibly JP, yeah, JP Coates and Clark. And this has some 310 and some of the JP Coates and Clark. I don't mind mixing, and a big bag of mix of white and black is much cheaper than buying them separate. And I do have some whites that are like B5200 and stuff like that. But as well as the rings, I also picked up several of these colors. These are the first 15 colors, 1 through 15. And what I'm doing is just when I need to go shopping on 123 Stitch or a site like that, is I'm gonna try and pick up 5, 10, 15 DMC skeins that I just don't have. And so I got those first 15. I mean, I've got a lot, as you can tell. But if you go down here, like the 3/8, like that's what I've got. And if you know the 3/8, there are a lot more of them. A lot. So, and here, bag, mostly weeks. Got a few others. There's some DMC metallics, and I think there's a couple of like water lilies or water colors or whichever kind they happen to be. But there's a couple of those in there, and then there might be another 1 or 2. Yeah, there's a random silk that came in Patchwork Rabbit Advent Calendar. Yeah, like I said, a couple other randoms, mostly weeks. A lot of the weeks are the old stuff, and you can really feel the difference. They were much rougher initially, and they're softer now. And then this is just my hanging. There's a couple chronics back there. And this is like Classic Color Works and Gentle Arts. I feel like there's another one in there. Sorry, I'm trying to do this. Nope, it's just Gentle Art Limited Edition. So it's Classic and Gentle Art. And those all came in the Patchwork Rabbit Advent Calendar. I love the fact that it was mostly the embroidery floss, mostly the fancy floss. This, oh, the third one was weeks. Some of these are from that. And then a couple, I think one of these was patchwork, and the silk was patchwork. And I feel like there might have been another random one in the color realm, but I can't remember. Anyways, that is almost everything I got at 123 Stitch. Rings, floss, and then I also decided to pick up this Mirabilia. I saw it. It was another thing that was on sale. This is Snow Maiden, and it is just gorgeous. I absolutely love the colors. I love the setup and the design. And yeah, it's got not a whole lot of DMC. It's got some water lilies, some Krynic, and a whole lot of beads. So probably will not be stitching it up anytime soon, but I want to. But I can't afford to get the stuff for it at the moment, so sadness. I probably have a lot of the DMC, not all of it. I don't have any of the water lilies. Pretty sure I don't have any of the braid. I have one package of beads, and I'm pretty sure none of these are it because it's a bright color bead, so pretty sure I don't have any of the things that you need outside of some of the DMC, and most likely not even all of it. Why is 413 in everything? We like that gray, don't we? Anywho, that's that. Plan on being back with you in a sec with my plans or my projects that will be set up for next month's whip go. Be back with you in a sec. And here are February's whip go projects. Can't remember the numbers she actually drew because my mind's blanking. Maybe I'll try and pull it out. Hold on. Just stare at the prettiness. We'll show you my whip go board because might as well. There we go. Whip go. Okay, the two numbers she called was 5 and 17. 5 is Christmas sentiment, something in that realm. That is slotted for 8 hours. And Ravenclaw crest, which is actually slotted for a finish. I have, well, several finishes on here. 2 of them are actual cross stitches. The other one is Dancing in the Rain. And then I do want to finish a sweater and socks for Mom. And another pair of socks, and those are all knitting things. And then finish up diamond paintings that I've started. Stuff like that. But most things are 8 hours or 500 stitches, dependent upon, you know, if they're in Pattern Keeper or not, because I ain't counting stitches on my own. So, let's get this out of the way. See. Last night, mostly worked on Time Goes By, which I told you about. Okay, this here's Christmas Sentiment. I should put in a photo right here. And it is slotted for 8 hours worth. This is the fun one because it has half stitches, and I can put it in Pattern Keeper, so in order to know that they're half stitches, I simply have to put in the DMC color number, and then I put an H behind it so that I know to do half stitches. And then there are back stitching, which I'll have to pull up the actual PDF pattern for once I get to that point. And then this here is the Ravenclaw crest, which it just goes down and around, and then there's stripy colors of blue. It is slotted for a finish, so looking forward to doing that. February is a few days away. I have my whip go set up to where I want to actually accomplish the goal within the month that it is called. It's just a little challenge for myself, I guess. What I'll end up doing with things, who actually knows? I might do some sort of weird colored crosses or something if I finish it later on in the year. But for now, my finger's in the way. Well, that was probably lovely for you guys to see. Stuff in the way. I do have a sort of photo of this, but I think I'm going to skip putting it up because it is just the pattern. And while this was a free download for me, from what I can tell, it's actually available on Etsy right now. So I don't know if the actual designer put it up on Etsy or if somebody stole the pattern from the designer and put it up on Etsy. Hard to tell. Hard to tell. But yeah, this was started years ago. It was years ago I found that free pattern. So, and it was on somebody's blog and like all the good stuff. So when it was a free pattern, it was legit. I know that for sure. But that is WhipGo plans, and I'll probably be back with you. Oh, today's 25/7 project is actually, believe it or not, Steampunk Navigator. Picture in here. You've seen it before, or I don't have a picture of it. I'll try and remember to pull out the pattern and show you a picture of it when I work on it. I should take a picture of it and have one available. Oh, the WhipGo spin will be in. That is the picture that will be in here. Duh. Hi, it's morning. I haven't woken up yet. Anyways, I will be back in a sec to show you where I'm starting at with that. Okay. I have to start by apologizing. I forgot to film this before I actually did my 25 minutes, which was more like 30 minutes, although it was more like 25 minutes, because I sat there for like 5 minutes trying to figure out what I had done wrong, when it was just the fact that I hadn't marked off the stitches that I had done, and everything was actually correct. Anyways, if I think about it, I'll put in a photo of before, try and pull a screenshot from a previous video, but I did fill in some stitches here, so this part just has a couple more stitches, and then probably start working on the stitches here. But then the color here, I pulled down here, and I filled in a bunch of stitches in here. So this is definitely more dense than it used to be. But that's it for today's 25/7 project, and I'll probably be back with a bit of Lady of the Flag. See you in a sec. Okay, it is Friday night. It's the 28th. Getting ready to start in on Lady of the Flag. Thought maybe, since I forgot to in the last video, give you an update so that you could see what I've accomplished. I'm going to try and do a screenshot and put that in right here, of course, so that you can see where I'm starting at this week and where I was at last week. I think I mostly put in stuff in here, filled in a little bit down here, and filled in right here. I believe is what I accomplished this last week. Anywho, we'll be back in a second. I'll show you how far I got tonight. It is now Saturday morning. I probably worked on Lady of the Flag for like 4 hours yesterday. Like, I just got into it and was loving it. I filled in like all of this. Put in a little bit more in here. Yeah, got that in. A little bit more color in here, and then just started filling in the swoosh of the bottom of the dress. a little bit more here till I get to around the quarter mark, which is in this range, the halfway mark, at least where I have my photos taken. Because, yeah, they're a little bit wonky, but they work just fine for getting through the pattern. So, and when I get to this half of the pattern, it will, I won't have to swap over between the two sides or anything to make sure things are even. I had to do that in here a little bit because color goes clear over here, and the pattern cuts off like right in here on one picture and like right in here on another picture, so I was having to swap back and forth. I have to swap back and forth for some of these rows because I'm not going to stop in the middle of the row, because I can see a very obvious line when I do that. So I fill in the full length at least until it gets to, like, if there's a break for like a bead, I can stop it there, which is what I did all along here. And they'll be started in with the same color going up. This next row, however, goes straight across. There's no beads in this row. So I have to swap back and forth between the two photos. But a ton of work in, at least for me. You might look at it and go, wow, you got nothing done. I feel like I got a lot done. This has Krynic and a Krynic blend. Oh my gosh, I was worried. Okay, Krynic, and then the Krynic with the, it's 839. I grabbed my you know, these guys, my flosses, to blend the 839 with the, I don't know what color is right there, 816. Oh, that one is 839. Crazy. And I was, you know, 824, 869. Maybe I read that wrong. Maybe that's supposed to be 869. No, 869 does blend with the Krynic. That is what is blended over here. Over here is blended with 839. And I sit there going, oh, crap. Because clearly I didn't have it. Now, I've got a fairly decent stash of DMC, so I figured there was likelihood that I had it. Wasn't looking forward to if I didn't. Was going to be very annoyed if I didn't. But anyways, on the pattern, it has all the numbers that are by themselves, and then it has the beads, and then it has the Krynic and the Krynic blends. The only time 839 is used is with the blend. So if you're doing this pattern, be sure and double check that with the blends, because they don't put it over here. I wish there was just like, here's a list of everything that you need. Why is that so hard? Like, seriously. Because, you know, you have to go over here and get all the DMCs, and then you get your beads, and then you get your Krynic. But one of the DMCs is over here. It is over here with the Krynics, not with the DMCs. And I thought I'd double check that. I really did, but this is me we're talking about. Brain doesn't always function. Anywho, that was yesterday's progress. I intend to put in a lot more today, probably later on. Going to put in a picture of the spin. The spin for today is Stay Calm, which I actually had to add to my my spin wheel, because at one point I realized it wasn't on there. This is Stay Calm by Designworks. Stay calm and pretend it's Friday. I work for myself now, so I don't worry too awful much about days, because I try to keep in making sure I'm putting in work. I tend to put in work most every single day, just because of the way I do things. But Monday through Friday, I tend to try to focus in and put in, you know, several hours worth of work, get certain aspects of my different business portions completed during those days. And then there's still stuff that I do on the weekend as well, but I don't try to put in as much on the weekends. I do tend to limit it, certain aspects that I do for sure do on Saturday and Sunday, but then I have a lot more free time Saturday and Sunday unless something's going on and I need to get other work done, or if I'm wanting to. Sometimes I really just want to get things listed on eBay, or with the grime guards, I like to get my grime guards done before Monday. That way I can get the shipping labels printed up and it comes off of that week's pay because they pay out on Monday. So I will often work on grime guards over the weekend. And I tell you what, a lot of grime guard orders come in on Saturday and Sunday. That is when I get the most of my grime guard orders. So anyways, today's 25/7 spin. Stay calm. Design works. It's super cute. All I've got done is a bunch of this. I'm hoping it's correct. I'm going to actually start in on the lettering here, and we'll see how far I get today. After that, I don't know what I'll be doing, but I should be coming back to you with a progress report from this, and you'll see that in a sec. And this is what I got done. Been a little bit since I finished it, but I left it setting aside so I could still show you. After that, I kind of goofed off a little bit and worked on some other things and did some work, and then I pulled my temperature kitty cats out, and I filled them in from about here down. There's a couple more days left in January, and he'll get more of a tail, and then we'll move on to February. Here it was a little bit warmer and colder, and then we had snow for a few days, so it got a little bit colder, and it warmed up a little bit today. And yep, like I said, I'm gonna work on it every few weeks, every couple of weeks, because it's just easier to fill it in all at once. Usually we have a few days, 2 or 3, that are similar, and then every once in a while we'll have a week in which our temperature stay in the 5, 6, 7 degree range. We end up with one big block of color. Well, I'm still looking forward to seeing this done. Like, I've got my mock-ups and everything, but I think it's gonna be really cool when it's done. Yeah, as for that, Lady of the Flag, we'll be heading on to this a little bit later tonight after dinner. Dinner will be coming up here shortly, so I'll see you in a sec. Okay, so I have to say, it's now Monday. I know my last update was Saturday, and you should have had an update yesterday, but I started laundry, washer dryer going all day, and I'm sorry, washer and dryer and noises like that going in the background is very annoying in videos. Some people are like, I don't care. I find it very annoying, so I'm not going to do it myself. So, my progress on Lady of the Flag is actually 2 days worth. I finished filling in over here, and started filling in a bunch down here. Only put in, hour and a half each night, so not a whole lot of work, but it's getting somewhere. I'm getting closer and closer to being done with this lower right corner. Fill in a little bit of blue to about over here, and there'll be a little bit more down here from the bow, And then I'll have to do all the little fiddly bits, which are all these little bits, little tiny bits. See, there's little tiny bits that you have to count more for and stuff. So fiddly bits not looking forward to. Excuse me. I was watching, I don't remember who, and they were talking about using the Kreinik, but it being very thin and it kept breaking. And then they were saying something about it being a blending filament, and I'm like, am I using Kreinik wrong? So I actually looked it up. Now the stuff we have that is on the pattern is the number 4 very fine braid. Now that's braided. That means you're not supposed to pull it apart. So what I am doing is, I guess what's called for, she was using blending filament instead, which is really thin and fiddly, and she was complaining about it breaking all the time. I don't know if she got the wrong stuff accidentally, or if she likes the look better, so is just using that instead. And because her spots with the blended DMC with the Kreinik are a lot darker, and she may have a preference for that. So, and it looked nice in my opinion, so I can see why she'd prefer it that way, but it made me confused, so I had to go in and do some research. So I do now know I'm using it correctly, and that makes me happy. And I actually learned a little bit more about using Kreinik that is, like, really cool. So, yeah. Like, the blending filament versus the braid. And then, like, the braid comes in multiple sizes. So instead of using 2 strands at once, you just go up a size with the Kreinik. I'm like, ooh, I like that. I do like that, because I would think using 2 strands of Kreinik at a time would be very, very much a pain in the butt. So, yeah. But, this is where I've gotten in 2 days. I, of course, did not show you yesterday's 25/7 project, so I'll show you that now. I won't have a before picture, sorry about that. But I spun my Ravenclaw crest, and maybe I'll put a picture of the spin so that you know I'm not lying to you, because I'd be lying to you for what reason? I have no clue. Don't ask me. This wasn't in, and this side bit here wasn't in. If you really want to see it, look at my whip braid. It'll show. So I filled in this, and maybe a couple little stitches in here, and then filled in down here. And that's where I got to. This will be coming out more frequently, starting possibly within the next few days, unless I decide to do, because this is a whip goal, and it's written down for a finish. My other one is Christmas Sentiment. I don't know if I want to get started on that first or get started on this first. Can't decide. I was enjoying working on this, so I might pull this out and start working on this a little bit more and get going on that. I really just have the shield to finish up. Everything else is done. But that was yesterday's 24/7. Today's 24/7 picture here is Miss Christmas Eve by Mirabilia. I think it goes this way. I'm gonna have to look. You can see, got started in. Was really doing this weird sort of like back and forth with color up. It doesn't have the color blocks the same as Lady of the Flag does, so I'm really going to look into that and see what's what with this and where I'm at with that. But that'll just have, 25 minutes unless I work for a few more minutes on it. But I want to work on Lady of the Flag. So I'll probably just mostly get in the 25 minutes of this, and I will show you that here right now. And here we are. As you can see, I'd had this done across here, and I just followed this up here and went across here, and then I'm gonna go down and it'll connect little bits to each part of this. This has a little square right here that'll have like bugle beads in it and stuff like that. So I'm oddly put in 35 minutes just doing this. The Aida, of course, is a lot stiffer than the linen, which is probably the only sad thing about it, but I really I really like being able to see the holes a lot easier. It's easier to count on Aida for sure, but I'm putting this away to work, because I have to go back to work, but then working on Lady of the Flag later on. I'm kind of sad to be putting this away. Granted, who wouldn't rather cross-stitch than work? I'd say most of us. Yeah. Anyways, that's today's 25/7, and I'll be back in a sec with progress on Lady of the Flag. And here's tonight's stitching. I've been stitching since I started at 6:30, and I took a couple little breaks for about 15-20 minutes each time. It's now midnight, so probably 7:30ish to midnight. 7:30, 9:30, 10:30, 4.5 hours. It's a little annoying that you just kind of see some work in here. That's it. But I finished filling in all of this, and I realized these little things here are not just the fiddly bits. This entire section is the fiddly bit. It's a lot of counting over and just filling in. That bit of floss right there was a little bit fluffy. Doesn't lay quite as the same way as the rest. Can you see that? I can see that. Am I just a weirdo? Yes, I'm just a weirdo, I know. But this is half of the bow at the bottom. Then we're going to have some stuff coming out here. And all of this is going to be mostly the cry neck. Again, cry neck doesn't bother me. Fiddly bits do. I'm very tired of the fiddly bits. But I am also going to go ahead and end this video here. Usually I try to keep filming until around Thursday. But the videos are turning out like an hour long, and I get the impression that people don't want to watch me for an hour. Can't say as I blame them. So I'm going to try and be putting them in more of a 30-minute section, so I might be getting 1 or 2 out during the week, just depending upon what I have. So that'll be it for this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.